Nancy,
what?
overslept!
Oh my gosh, I overslept. We're already recording. Hey guys, welcome back to H4K Online. Woo! I was snoozing like a big dog. I forgot to spring forward, guys. Welcome back. It's week 2 of Jam Session. We're jamming out in here. I hope you're jamming out at home. I'm going to give it to the H4K team and let's see what's happening for week 2. Bye, guys.
Everybody has a part to play. Cut. Okay, I mean, that's, Hey, friends, this is Shelly. I'm Shelly. Hey, friends, this is Shelly. Wanted to let you know, have you ever thought of being famous? I mean, being in a rock band, being a singer, playing the guitar? Imagine the crowd, the throngs of people all around you. You're on the stage and they're yelling and chanting, Shelly, Shelly, or whatever your name is. I mean, every person in a rock band has a part to play. But they didn't start out on top. They were probably playing in a garage or in a small room in their house. They had to work together, cooperate with one another. Cooperation is working together to make it even better than when you're alone. In a rock band, could you imagine what it would be like if one instrument were to leave? It wouldn't be the same, right? It wouldn't sound great. There's one instrument, though, that I think that is often overlooked. That is what do you think? It's the drummer. Thinking the drummer, what about that? Well, the drummer, they're able to keep a beat. I mean, think about the song. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday. Wouldn't be great, right? So if you have a good drummer, they're able to keep that rhythm. They're able to make your songs go faster, make them go slower as it's needed. They're there to have fun and support the band. But another really cool thing about drummers? They get to end those jokes and make them even funnier. I mean, they're here to support the band, and the band supports the singer, so it gives a whole new phrase to the word Band-Aid. Now, really, guys, today is a great story. We're going to be learning about the battle where the Israelites are going to be fighting, and they are having to cooperate the entire time. I mean, I guess they're going to have to learn how to band together. Hey, stay here. Listen, it's a great story from the Bible. It's true. And I can't wait to see you next week on stage. Rock on, Memphis!
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Exodus, chapter 17, verses 8 through 13.
God had freed the Israelites from slavery in Egypt and led them into the desert. But with no home of their own, the Israelites were still wide open to enemy attack as they traveled. One evening, as Moses walked through the camp, his assistant Joshua raced up.
Amalekites!
Where? How many?
Just a few men right now. They attacked at the rear, where many of the women and children are. But we beat them back.
They'll come in full force tomorrow.
Moses turned to survey the land around them in the last rays of the setting sun. The whole valley of Rephidim spread out before them. Nearby, a high hill provided a lookout for the whole countryside.
We have no army.
We'll have to fight. You choose our best men and get ready for battle in the morning.
Will you come with us?
No.
Moses pointed at the hilltop.
I'll climb up there and hold up the walking stick that God gave me.
Both men looked at the sturdy staff in Moses' hand. It was no ordinary stick. Moses had lifted the staff when God had parted the water of the Red Sea so the Israelites could escape.
Yes, sir. I'll call the men.
In the great chill before dawn, Joshua and his group of inexperienced fighters prepared for battle against the Amalekites.
I've never held a sword.
God has saved us many times. He can do it again.
As the ragtag army gathered at one end of the valley, Moses climbed the hill with his brother Aaron and his friend Hur.
So, Moses, what's the plan?
Yeah, those Amalekites got some mean fighters.
We'll call on God.
As the three men crested the hill, they turned to look back. The rising sun flooded the valley. They could see Joshua and the Israelites just below. At the far end of the valley, a vast swarm of Amalekites rushed forward.
Oh, more Amalekites than bees in a hive.
Within minutes, the two groups clashed. It was clear from the very beginning that the Amalekites had the upper hand.
They'll wipe us out in no time.
Wait.
At the very crest of the hill, Moses grabbed his staff and raised both hands high in the air.
Our God is stronger than any enemy.
In a short time, the tide seemed to turn.
Well, what do you know? Joshua's pushing them back.
The Israelites steadily beat back the Amalekite army. But as the sun rose and the heat increased, Moses' arms grew tired. Little by little, his arms sank down.
Uh-oh. The Amalekites have busted through our line right there.
We were doing so well.
God, help us.
With an effort, Moses lifted his hands high again. Joshua had formed a strong band of fighters, and once again, the Israelites surged forward. Moses lowered his arms to stretch.
Ah, my back! What just happened? Joshua had them.
Moses stepped forward to see, raising his hands high again. Aaron turned to stare at his brother.
It's your hands. When your hands are raised up toward God, we're winning.
Yeah, and when you drop them, those fool Amalekites start to win.
Yes, but I can't do this all day.
Moses' arms began to shake.
Hold it one more minute. I got a rock-solid plan. Aaron?
Together, Aaron and Hur rolled a huge stone to the place where Moses stood.
Now, you set yourself right down, Mo.
Carefully, Moses lowered himself onto the rock, fighting to keep his hands high in the air.
My arms!
We got it, brother.
Aaron and Hur each stood on one side of Moses and held up a hand.
Phew!
For the rest of the day, Aaron and Hur stood right beside Moses, keeping his hands steady. By sunset, Joshua and the Israelites completely defeated the Amalekites.
Look at him run!
The Amalekites had been defeated by God's power, but it was only by working together with his friends that Moses had been able to keep his hands lifted high all day.